guys doing? Thank you for coming in. Come on in. Perkins Talks. You already know what it is. You already know what we do. It is Wednesday. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get adjusted here where I feel comfortable. Like I said, it's Wednesday. So we're doing a little mukbang right now. I went to Gus's Fried Chicken. Gus's world famous fried chicken. Let me tell y'all something. This place has to be my second favorite fried chicken joint. Second favorite. So, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to y'all about my car. Right? Because I know y'all want to know. You know, my stories like Advil, right? You don't always need it, but when you have it, you feel good. I know. That's how my stories are. So, and following what Trailer Trash Tammy has taught me, let's do this real quick, alright? So, I bought a 3-piece fried chicken. 3-piece. We got the, oh my gosh, we have mac and cheese. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at all that yummy goodness. Oh. We got some French fries. Had to do it for a picture, right? Or I should do it like this. Alright, she said you gotta stay still for the picture. Bro, but before I begin with anything, I know y'all wanna know what's my top 5 famous, top 5 fried chicken spots. I wanna let you know. I said number 2 is Gus's, right? Number 1 I have to say is Popeyes, just cause it's so flavorful and so crunchy. So number 1 is Popeyes, number 2 is Gus. Being down here now, I would say my number 3 is Chicken Express, number 3. Number 4 is Babes. If y'all haven't tried Babes, go to Babes, man. They fried chicken. Smack. And then number 5, I guess I put Lisa in the winning for number 5. So, yeah, this was sweet tea, but I got thirsty on the ride home, so if not more. And that's alright. So, let's get some of this mac and cheese real quick. Woo! Oh man. Your mac and cheese is just like so thick and flavorful. Oh man. Let me see if I can show y'all this top real quick. Y'all see that? Look at all that flavor. Look at all that. Oh, what's that? Wow. So good, man. Fries are pretty good too. They're a little cold right now. Well, not really cold, but warm. I think with French fries, depending on the place, you gotta eat the fries nice and quick. Cause you don't, oh man, you're gonna mess it up. So, man, let's get a bite of this chicken real quick. Has a little crunch to it, but not much. So, my car, right? So, day before my birthday, not even 2 days before my birthday, a day before my birthday, my car breaks down. It doesn't start all the way. I can see the lights on the dashboard. Doesn't start all the way. So I call up some of my peoples, whatever. Say, hey, you guys know a mechanic, whatever. So one guy said, listen, I'll call you back. So I'm like, all right. So he calls me back. He was like, hey, this is the guy's number. This is the guy's name. Whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So, so I called up the guy, and I'm like, hey, so and so referred me to you. So, and he was like, oh, what's the problem? So I was like, well, the car doesn't start. So he's like, all right, I'll be over there. I'm like, all right. So he comes by the house or whatever. Looks at it, diagnoses it, turns it on, won't start, this, that. All right. So he goes, oh, you need a crankshaft sensor and a camshaft sensor. I'm like, all right, cool. And so then he was like, I could do it for about 100. I said, 100? All right, that's fine. Next day comes my birthday. He gets here with the parts and everything, paid him the money, whatever. He gets here with the part, cranks up the car, went underneath the car, puts the two sensors and whatever. I'm like, ooh, yeah, buddy. Car don't start. Car don't start. So, so he's like, it's your timing belt. So I'm like, all right. So he goes, oh, but I'm gonna call over. I want to call see if somebody can do it instead of being it real expensive. I'm saying somebody can do it for cheap. So I'm like, all right, bet. So he calls up somebody, whatever, and he's like, hey, listen, I got somebody that can do it for $250. I'm like, oh, $250? He goes, yeah. So you know what? I'll charge you $350, $100 for the towing, $250 for the guy to fix it, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I paid him $100 or whatever just to tow it over to the place. So, so my car was bringing over there. They taking my car apart. They breaking it down. They trying to figure out what's up. They trying to figure out the diagnosis. They trying to figure out the problem with the car. So I'm like, all right. So my friend, one of my friends was driving me to back to work and back home. So I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm grateful for this. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I told her, I was like, you mind if we go up to the clinic, so we will go to the place where this car is at and check up on it? It's like, yeah, sure. Only reason why I brought her because she's crazy, and she don't mind me saying that. She's crazy. Oh, y'all look a little crooked. Hold on. All right, so y'all gonna have to stay crooked. So I brought her up there, and so I spoke to the guy. The guy was like, oh, you have to wait for so to get back. So the story don't get confusing. We have guy A and we have guy B. He's like, oh, you have to wait for guy B to get back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Guy B arrives. He don't speak no English. No English. So I'm speaking to guy A. Guy A is just like, guy is translating on what guy B is talking about. And I was like, well, the guy told me that y'all can do it for $250. So he was like, well, this is not really a $250 job. This is more like a $2,000 to $3,000 job. And I'm like, I don't got it like that. So y'all gonna have to find a way to make it $250. So as we going back, whatever, I see the engines all ripped up. Engines all being the engine was taken apart, whatever. And so he goes in. So he was like, go in. He was telling me, see, it's the timing chain is off and whatever. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, all right. So then he was like, oh, so what do you want to do? So I was like, you know what? I'll give you a call tomorrow. So he's like, all right. So, so the next day, no, that same day, me and my friend were driving, she's driving me back home, whatever. And I'm like, yo, you know what, let me call this guy. So I'm calling this guy, he's not picking up. I'm calling him, not picking up. Calling, not picking up. I'm getting frustrated now. So I'm calling, you ain't picking up. So my friend was like, call from my phone. I was like, yeah, if he ain't picking up my phone call, you think he's gonna pick up on your phone? She was, yes. I'm like, All right. So I used her phone, called, picked up. I said, hey, who's this? So I was like, what? So me and her, we were just like cracking, laughing while I'm trying to talk to this guy. Because it was so funny, you know? Anyway, so I told him, I was like, hey, you know, I just came back from the car place or whatever that you sent the car to. They told me it's going to be more than a $250 job. It's going to cost about $2,000, $3,000. So he was like, what? So I was like, yeah. So he goes, oh, let me call him up. I'm like, all right. So I left my friend, drove me home, went upstairs or whatever, and calls me up. He was like, yeah. They told him the same thing. What do you want to do? I was like, pick up the car and bring it back to me. He goes, all right. So in the morning time, out of like respect, whatever, I called up guy A. So I'm like, hey, y'all can put it all back together. Put it all back together. The original guy, he's gonna come pick it up. So he goes, all right. So I'm trying to get in touch with the original guy. Homeboy not answering my phone calls. This is next day. He didn't answer my phone calls. So, and so later on that afternoon, he finally picks up. And he's on the phone with them. Well, I guess he's on the phone with them, whatever. Because he wasn't there. So, he's on the phone with them. Oh my god, this chicken's good. Side note, this chicken's a little spicy. Has a little spice to it, has a little kick to it, but it's good. Anyway, moving on. So, he's like, oh, these guys want to charge $100 for you to get your car. I'm like, $100? He was like, yeah. I was like, man. I was like, let me call him up, figure out what's up. So I called up guy A. Guy A was just like, hey, listen, this is what he's telling me, whatever. So he was like, yeah, because he goes, oh, because it's for labor. It's for labor and having your car here. So I was like, oh, so y'all charge you storage fee for the car when y'all supposed in your mechanic place? You're supposed to be working on the car or whatever. So it became a big thing, whatever. And finally I got it down to like 60 or whatever, right? So I was like, you know what? They did do some work. So let me give him 75, whatever. So I gave him 75 just to get the car out. Now, original guy never came and got the car. Because Charles, me, I had to call up the tow truck from my insurance. And so my insurance could pick up the car from where it was at and take it to a body shop that someone told me that they should be able to fix it. So I'm like, okay. So I get told to this place that someone told me that they should be able to fix it. They got the car there for almost a week and whatever. And finally, you know, he calls me up. He's like, hey, listen, you need a new timing chain. We don't do that stuff here. I'm like, all right. It's great. And now it's like the middle of June now. And I'm just like, oh boy, come on, man. So, and I'm just frustrated with this whole car racing thing too. So anyway, moving on. So, oh, that was hot. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, man, that was hot. Spice. So anyway, you guys like, yeah, hold on a second. So the guy's like, yeah, we don't do that type of work. So I'm like, all right, come on now. So I called. So I'm trying to get another tow to go from my from where that's at to Auto Nation Ford. And originally I was gonna take to Auto Nation Ford, but of course But of course, I had people like, oh no, they're gonna overcharge you and this and that. And then now, of course, you know, when the car's in the shop now, and people are like, take it this way, take it this way, take it this way, take it this way, take it this way. I'm just like, yeah, y'all a little too late with all this help, because I don't have the money just to keep on towing it from one place. Oh, okay, it's gonna cost this. Oh, let me go to another place. Let me go to. I ain't rich. I ain't got that kind of money. Anyway, so I'm on the phone with the insurance, trying to get them to tow. They're like, oh no, you're gonna pay for it. I'm like, whew. So I was like, you know what? Let me see how much it would be. So I called the tow truck company, and they're like, oh, it would be about $300. I was like, I'll call you back. Didn't call them back. And so I called up my insurance again with hopes of to speak to somebody else. Finally, I spoke to somebody else, let them know, like, hey, listen, it was already at one place. They couldn't fix it. I had to take it to another place, which was the first tow. I had to take it to another place for them to fix it. They didn't fix it. They didn't do nothing to the car. They did not fix the problem. The car is not fixed. So then they were like, oh, okay, well, let's see if we could kind of squeeze it into like the first tow to see if it would if they would let it pass or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So wait. She's like, all right, cool. Yeah, we got it. All right. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I paid them $80 to look at the car, right? Because you gotta pay these people to look at your car now. So I paid them $80 just to look at the car, and so we go to AutoNation for it. AutoNation does its stuff, whatever. I speak to the person like, hey, I'm bringing my car over there, whatever. It's like, all right, cool. So the next week after that, it's gonna be close to the end of June. Next week after that, she calls me up and was like, oh, here's what the estimate's gonna be. Estimate was like 2,000 and something. I was like, Lord, I don't know how that's gonna get paid, but come on now. So I found a way to be able to get it paid and for me to get my car back. Calls me in July. I think like the second week in July, whatever. Calls me up and was like, hey, Mr. Perkins, your car is ready to be picked up. But just so you know, there's a little noise. I'm like, a little noise? She goes, yeah, but it's fine. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go there at nighttime, right? Which was like the worst time to go. Anyway, so I go there at nighttime to go get my car, and I paid them whatever, and then I get my car, and it is the most loudest wrenching sound that you can ever hear. Apparently it was like the time wheel or something like that. But it was the most loudest wrenching sound that you can ever hear or ever want to hear. So anyway, I drive out the lot, whatever, and when I go to a place, whatever, to go eat, and when I come out of the place, I'm finished eating, I go to turn to my car, the sound pops up again still, and then I can see some smoke rising. Some smoke rising from my engine. I'm like, So the next day after work, I zoom over there, and I'm like, hey, I need to speak with the person that I was dealing with. She goes, oh, that person's not here. But you can speak to the big guy of the service department. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm waiting for this guy, and finally this guy comes out, and I'm like, hey, so my car was here for about a couple of weeks, whatever, and yesterday, whatever, she said I could pick up my car, and this is what my car sounds like. So I take him out there, whatever, hear it, and he goes, oh, yeah, it's your flywheel. So I was like, well, my flywheel wasn't broken when I brought it in here. Or when it was brought in here, he goes, oh, well, there was no way of telling us. because the time chain might have knocked it out. So that was the problem. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Cause that don't sound right. So, ooh, I'm stuck in my tooth. And so we going back and forth, or whatever. I'm getting mad at this guy, and he was like, "Oh, well, we could fix it for we could do it for a discount." I'm like, "I don't want a discount. I want y'all to fix this." Like I was really about to go John Q on their butts. So anyway, I'm like, "All right, you know what? All right, bet." So I took his business card, threw it in my car, went in my car, went to the sales department, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I want y'all to buy back this car, and I want a new car today." So the guy goes, does the paperwork. One person takes it out for a test drive, brings it back. We go take one car out. We take another car out. I'm like, all right, I'm settling on this such and such car. Goes, all right. So while we were doing the second test drive, while we were doing the second test drive, another person, the guy who actually sold me the car, him and somebody else went and took it for a test drive, whatever, came back. Put it back to the service department area. So, then the director of service, whatever, he comes and goes, "So you're trying to buy back the car?" I was like, "Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense. That sound is wrenching. It's so disgusting, and I don't know why y'all would give somebody a car like that." So he goes, "Oh, Mr. Perkins, by the way, we found out that the car has an extended warranty." Oh, there's extended warranty now. Oh, okay. Now let's talk. All right. So he was like, if you still want to get the car, we'll go through the extended warranty, see if we get your refund of everybody that gave you money, see if we can get them back. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see. So then they put me in this nice car. Ooh. Nice car. I should post up that review video. But they put me in this nice car for the time that they were working on the car, or whatever. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, we were able to do this, I'm like, all right, cool. So then finally I get my car back after like almost 2 months now. Oh man, it was crazy. But now, I tell you, when there's always a problem, right, with your car or with anything in life, there's always another thing that's a problem. So like, one issue got fixed, and there was another issue. Another issue got fixed. Now I'm struggling with another issue. Is my brakes. My brakes need to get done. So I gotta work on that now. But I got my car back though, at least, praise God. Praise God that both things was actually able to be covered under the warranty, So, well, the extended warranty. Because originally when I bought the car, the guy never told me that there was an extended warranty on it. So, how was I supposed to know that there was an extended warranty? And the lady in the service department never checked to see if there was an extended warranty. So, I don't know. But yeah, that's the story with the car. That's the story, man. My little headache. Man, I'm gonna enjoy this food. I'm gonna be speaking to y'all. I'm gonna speak to y'all next time, alright? Take care. Love and peace.